Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me on Life and Surround. Today, it is my immense pleasure to present to you quite a remarkable album, a beautiful album, a remarkably beautiful album. So I am going to remark on it. This is called The Planet of Music and the Journey of Iòtu. Il pianeta della musica, il viaggio di Iòtu by Franco Mussida. So for those who are not aware, Franco Mussida is quite an artist of renown in Italy and elsewhere as well. I have been familiar with his work in the past with p.f.m, being a prog aficionado. So they were very active in the 70s, and I believe that's when he was a member. So Franco Mussida has written an album, The Planet of Music and the Journey of Iòtu, has assembled a cast of stellar musicians around him. He had a guitar custom made for this album so that the tones that he was hearing in his head and feeling in his heart could come to life. This is quite a cool album, I gotta say. So bottom line up front, I'm going to recommend that you pick this up. I was drawn into this album by watching the video clip of The Gold of Sound, Lauro Del Suono.
Al motore, al carburante che ci spinge avanti, governarlo non è scontato, c'è chi osserva ma non si è mai osservato, braccia, dita, piedi, gambe, occhi, sciocchi che siamo, a starci così lontano, si appanna la vista, ci si perde di vista e tutto ci cade di mano.
It is quite a lovely track. It has quite a lot going on. I think it admirably demonstrates sort of the gamut of the musical palettes that are explored on this album. It is quite the gateway entry track. So I recommend going and checking out that clip. I will leave a link below. So I was sucked in by that song. It is a bit of an earworm, but in a good way. I think it is a song that belongs in people's heads. This is such a cool record. It's a concept record, which shouldn't be surprising coming from an author, a writer with progressive credentials. This is the story of a journey to the planet of music, which resides deep inside each and every one of us, and it's the place where music is translated into emotion. And this album just very poetically describes a central theme for Life and Surround, like the very reason why I started and put in work with this Life and Surround creation. This channel is about celebrating music. It's about bringing us all together in a meaningful and powerful and enjoyable way. It's my belief that music is one of the greatest redeeming qualities of our race. And the mission of this album is not only to touch hearts, but to also just enlighten people of this world as to the power of music, the power that's available there. And if I am interpreting some of Mussida's writing correctly, and perhaps there is no correct interpretation, but to me, this album demonstrates that music can help us feel what we really truly feel. And through our true emotions can help us discover who we really are. And I see that always as a good thing. I think there's this contradiction between who we're told we are, who we come to believe we are, and then who we really are. And maybe that is sort of the point of the main character's name, Iòtu. It's a blend of me and you. And I think the me represents like your present understanding of yourself. And you, I think, is actually still you. It's the same person, but maybe that undiscovered person. And so, like, since there's so much discovery to be had, it may not even feel like you're the same person once you discover your true feelings. This album has struck me in just such a powerful way. It's elegant, it's beautiful, it's masterful. Oh, the guitar tone. I mean, what a great decision to have a baritone nylon string guitar custom made for this album. It's just so pleasant, and it's described that the intent was to develop an instrument that could like carry the whole album. And other sounds come and go, but the baritone nylon string guitar is definitely the backbone of this record. And it's just so dang pleasant. It's so pleasant to listen to that, given that this album has the power to put you in touch with some true feelings, I can understand how that could be threatening to some people. Maybe, not really wanting to get in touch with true feelings, but this album does so in such a peaceful and a meditative and a safe and relaxing and pleasant way that it's my belief that the design here is to do good for everybody's heart. That when you find out how you truly resonate with a certain musical tone, and that makes you feel something, that's just simply pure emotion, and pure emotion can never be wrong. So who you are, waiting to be discovered, when you can cut through all the BS that this world tells you about yourself, it's always going to be a beautiful thing because it's who you really are. So I just, man, I have to admit I was invited to check out this record, and because I review immersive music, it was a fantastic decision to have this album produced in 5.1 in Atmos and RO3D. The album was recorded from the very beginning in ambient spaces that were meant to really match and bring out the true character of all of the musical parts. And so the album breathes quite well, even in stereo, simply from the way it was recorded. But the immersive mixes, I've listened to the 5.1 Atmos and RO3D. I like the album so much that I wanted to run through it multiple times. I've also listened in stereo. So, um, hey, I can't lie. I'm very excited about this record, and I hope that a lot of you track this down, particularly those with home theater systems or dedicated, Atmos surround systems. Atmos 5.1, Atmos or RO3D, you are in for quite a treat. The immersion of this mix is never gimmicky. It just would be sacrilege on an album like this. It merely places you well within everything going on musically, and in my opinion, it enhances the sensation of going on this journey with Iòtu. I mean, this record has some beautiful moments. You find out in the opening narrative that Iòtu, as a boy, first discovered the planet of music, that place in your soul where music is translated into emotion, by placing his ear upon his father's guitar as his father played. And I suppose he just felt sweet emotions arise from those notes, and maybe sad ones too, maybe challenging ones. This album ranges from celebratory on a couple of tracks to somber and sad on some tracks. But it, in my opinion, remains positive. It doesn't, in my opinion, display any aggression or anything that I would associate with anger, for instance. So, oh, what a cool record. I want to give credit to Alessandro Pinto. He alerted me to this album, and I'm so very grateful that he did. He's the immersive audio producer. And Lorenzo Casaniga, the producer of the album, supplies a cool essay in this booklet on the immersive production of the album, the immersive qualities, how they went about doing what they did. In the booklet, you get each of the songs written out in English, and you also have the lyrics all in Italian. And here's my recommendation, because I've listened to this album several different ways. If you don't understand Italian very well, such as myself, I recommend reading the English translation if that's a better language for you, if that's an easier language. But I really truly recommend listening to this album as a listener of Italian, and don't try to read the English at the same time. There's this poetic quality to each of the words chosen in Italian that I think just doesn't come across as well in English. So I think there's some benefit to understanding what's going on in the song. So a quick read through the English translation, I think, is worth it. But listen just to the Italian and even follow along in the Italian section of the lyrics. That is my belief about how this album can most effectively reach into your heart. The Italian language is a very, very beautiful one, being one of the romantic Latin-based languages. And wow, there's just so much that could be said. I want to remember to say that in honor of my video series that has been on hiatus for a while, but is not dead by any means, it lives, The Quest for the Best Albums from Around the World. This is officially my entry for Italy at this time. The Journey of Iòtu, The Planet of Music by Franco Mussida. There are a lot of ways to purchase this album. I'm going to be putting copious links in the description of this video. You can buy on a variety of storefronts. This is a Moon Days production, and I look forward to their future output and even digging into more of their current output. They're involved in music, in movies, and in just many forms of multimedia. So this is a production house to keep an eye on, I believe. The Planet of Music and The Journey of Iòtu is a beautiful record. Even if you don't have a home theater system, it is available, for instance, on CD, vinyl, and other stereo formats. You can download it from immersiveaudioalbum.com. If the price tag of the Blu-ray is just a little bit uncomfortable, and a lot of people, you can just simply play files. So that could be an excellent choice. I will put links to all of that in the description of the video. I sincerely hope that many of you, at bare minimum, go and check out the video for Gold of Sound, and that if that captivates you enough, just continue on the journey. I hope that the Blu-ray frankly, I hope it sells out, and that Franco Mussida and his team, his very talented creative team, decide to keep doing this sort of thing. I think this is the kind of record, this is the kind of music that the world needs. So it's my current #1 for Italy. So hey, all Italian viewers, if you think that there is a better record from Italy, either stereo or immersive, by the way, simply let me know. I am on a quest for the best albums from around the world. And certainly in the immersive category, this one is absolute tops. I have reviewed Lacuna Coil, by the way. This one just takes the honors. It's just so beautiful and it touches my heart. And I think it can do the same for you. So it's been my pleasure to take a few moments to bring it to your attention. And if you're already aware of this record, let everyone know like what you think about it. Don't forget to leave comments below, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you can always be in touch when there is exciting and compelling surround and immersive audio news. I do my best to keep everyone engaged to some pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so I appreciate your support. I appreciate you checking out the planet of music and the journey of Iòtu. This is so cool. This is so cool. At least go stream the videos. That guitar, oh man, it's just so beautiful to listen to. And the singers and the percussion and the keyboards and everything. It's just marvelous. I said from the very beginning when I was introduced to this record, I would only review it if I actually liked it and thought that a video could bring value to my viewers. And so here's the video. This album has completely won me over, and I simply want as many of you as possible to experience. And, of course, there's no accounting for taste, and your mileage may vary. And some of you out there may get deeper in touch with this record than I ever could. And some of you out there, it just may not be your cup of tea. But give it a shot. What the heck? Life is short. Live life and surround.